Welcome. There's something many people are chasing, something called heaven. A perfect place where nothing ever goes wrong, where peace is permanent, and everything feels good all the time. But what if that idea is actually leading in the wrong direction? See, the goal isn't to escape life or rise so high that nothing ever touches us again. The real shift is happening right here. It's not about going somewhere else. It's about creating something new, something more conscious. A new Earth. But what is this new Earth, really? And what does fifth dimension even mean? Many people have turned ideas like unity or oneness into something too big, too abstract, almost like a fantasy. Unity isn't some perfect, magical place. It's about harmony between the body, the mind, and the spirit. When those parts work together, peace naturally happens. That's real unity. Spiritual growth, or as some say, rising in awareness, doesn't mean becoming someone else. It means realizing something simple. All beings, all things, come from the same source. Whether it's a tree, a person, or even a thought, they all come from that original energy, what some call God, or the source. That energy shows up in many different forms just to experience itself in new ways. The reason everything looks different, the reason people have different lives or experiences, is because the source wanted to taste life from many angles. So yes, there are differences. But those differences are not mistakes. They're part of the design. Each person has something others don't, and that's what makes it beautiful. It's like a puzzle. Every piece is needed to complete the picture. But here's where many people get confused. They think this new Earth is going to feel like heaven, peaceful, easy, soft. But life doesn't work that way. There's a law that runs through everything. It's called the law of rhythm. It says that whatever reaches the top will eventually start to fall. That's just how cycles work. If something goes too far in one direction, too high, too intense, it has to swing back. So chasing that perfect, endless peace is actually setting things up for collapse. That's why the key is to stay balanced. Not too high, not too low, just centered. That's where real power is. So the goal isn't to reach a perfect state that never changes. It's to stay aware, even as things rise and fall. Right now, the world is slowly waking up. More people are becoming aware of their own thoughts, feelings, and energy. But that shift doesn't happen in a flash. It starts with one person at a time, becoming peaceful inside, and living that peace through action. The new Earth isn't a faraway place. It's something that's built in everyday life, through choices, through healing, through compassion. And yes, even on this new Earth, differences will still exist, people will still face challenges, but the way those challenges are handled changes. And so does karma. Karma isn't here to punish anyone. It's like a teacher. When a lesson hasn't been learned, it shows up again. If someone hurts others without realizing it, karma brings a similar experience, not to get revenge, but to help that person understand. It says, feel what they felt. Understand what your actions created. It brings awareness through experience, and it keeps repeating until the lesson sinks in. But once awareness begins, karma shifts. It doesn't need to shout anymore. It becomes softer, more supportive. The lessons don't disappear, but they come in easier forms, like a gentle reminder instead of a wake-up slap. Why? Because now there's clarity. The soul is listening. A big part of this process has to do with the nervous system. When trauma stays in the body, it creates automatic reactions, fight, flight, or freeze. That's when someone gets angry too fast, runs from problems, or freezes in fear. But when healing happens, those reactions calm down. The body stops panicking, the mind stops spiraling. And in that space, there's a moment of choice. That moment is where freedom lives. Instead of reacting out of fear, now it's possible to respond with awareness. That's how karma starts to fade. Not because it's gone, but because it's no longer needed in the same way. Even with awareness, karma still exists, but now it's aligned with something higher. It works alongside dharma, which is a person's true purpose. Karma pushes growth. Dharma gives direction. Together, they guide the journey. And yes, it's still a cycle. Sometimes awareness fades and karma taps on the shoulder again, but every cycle brings new understanding. That's how growth happens. It's like a dance. Awareness rises, then slips. Karma returns. Awareness deepens. Dharma awakens. Then a new phase begins. And in this dance, differences are no longer threats. Disagreements aren't signs of division. They're chances to understand more. When people have different views or ideas, that's not something to fight over. It's something to explore. Through that, better answers are found. Real change happens when all voices are heard. When no one is pushed aside just for being different. This is how the new earth is created, not by making everyone the same, but by honoring what makes each person unique, by using those strengths, those talents, to help something greater come alive. So in the end, it's not about reaching heaven. It's not about escaping this world. It's about waking up to the beauty of life as it is and helping it grow. It's about healing, understanding, choosing wisely, acting with kindness, and accepting that challenges don't mean failure, they mean progress. Thank you for listening. For more thoughtful stories like this, feel free to subscribe and stay connected.